When you're on this experience, you have two pieces of luggage with you, right? You've got your duffel bag. The duffel bag goes up the mountain with the porters, and the day pack, that's what you have on you every day. Every single day, your team leader will brief you on what you need to pack for the following day. So you will have access to your duffel bags every morning and every evening, but not throughout the day. So it's important for you to pack the essentials for what you need for the following day. What you need down in Lukla when you first start the experience, where it's much warmer and we're in the lower altitude environment, is completely different from what you need in Lubuche when we're touching 5,000 meters and making our way to Everest Base Camp. So every day you'll be told exactly what you need. But typically what's in your backpack, what's in your day pack, is your layers for the day. So warmer layers in higher altitude, lighter layers lower down. Your rain gear, which is always in your backpack. That's just a standard thing. We find a little pouch or a little pocket, and that's where we just stuff our rain gear so we don't have to think about it. We always know that it's there. You have your snacks for the day, which are the snacks that you consume, not that you want to, have the entire mountain consume. So it's really important. That's where the weight usually comes from. It's from people packing enough to serve an army every single day, when really you just need to pack what you need yourself. And then, of course, the water, which is super important. And then kind of the light medical kit that you would need for yourself. And when we talk about medical kits for you who are joining us, we don't mean having that giant box with every, with material that you could do a surgery with. What we mean is a painkiller that works for you, some kind of stomach medication that works for you, just some scrapes and bruise medication, and that's about it. Everything else that you need that would, outside of that would be something that we carry as the support team, and we would have everything that we need for that. So don't overstock your medical gear. So for Everest Base Camp, you don't really need any technical gear. When we talk about technical gear in a mountain context, what we mean is the stuff that you need to go up onto the glacier. We're not going to go to the glacier on this trail. We're going to walk next to the glacier and on the glacier moraine, which is just to the side of the glacier, but we're not actually going to go onto the glacier ourselves. So we don't need anything like crampons or ropes or harnesses or helmets or anything like that. What we do need are trekking poles, extremely important, especially for the way down, but also for the way up. You're going to need good trekking boots. So I'd say those are the two pieces of essential technical gear. And then, of course, if you look at the gear list that we provide, you have all the different layers that you need. So the waterproof pants, the trekking pants, hard shell, down jackets, these things. These are clothes. We wouldn't classify them as technical gear, but they are technical trekking clothes that you should be familiar with. So have a look at the gear. You'll see that there is an explanation for almost every gear item there. So if there's anything that you don't know, you can always reach out to us and we can help you decipher some of the jargon. If everything I just said is gibberish, that's perfectly fine as well. Reach out to us and we'll help you out. It is possible to rent out gear in Nepal and in Kathmandu. And it's also possible to buy gear in Kathmandu because all the gear stores are there. But we generally don't recommend that you leave it until you reach Nepal to get certain essential items, especially things like your trekking boots, because you may not find the right size, you may not find the right fit. We also don't recommend renting clothes because, I guess that's a personal choice, but for me, I just find it a little bit, it's not going to feel as comfortable as if you were in your own things. But of course, if you feel like you'd like to rent, or you're not sure, or you prefer to rent certain items and not others, reach out to us and we can let you know what's available and what are the items that we recommend that you do purchase, and what are the items that we recommend or that we feel it's okay to rent. Camelback bladders, or so kind of water bladders, basically. Camelback is a brand, but it's kind of used colloquially to describe basically a sack that's put into the bag with a straw that you can drink from. This is a very efficient item to use when trekking, especially for Everest Base Camp. It's not recommended when we're doing technical trips, but for a trek, it's generally quite good because it gives you easy access to water. Just a couple of things to consider when using it. One, make sure that it actually seals properly, because one of the big problems that we have with it is that it's basically a sack of water, right? And if you don't close it properly, then sometimes it floods in the bag and it creates, all kinds of problems. So it's really important to get something, a brand that is that's super solid, and that you are familiar as well with how to close it and lock it and make sure that it's not leaking, and that you check it every time you put it into your bag. So that's really important. We also wouldn't recommend it for if you're going to do an early morning to Kalapatar, which is nearby Everest Base Camp. Sometimes we go early in the morning to catch the sunrise. The water may freeze in the hose and it becomes very difficult to consume the water. So you actually end up just having the weight on your back without being able to actually access that water. So we would recommend not using it just for that one particular portion. But for everything else, it's a highly recommended gear item.